My name is Dejian Zeng. I'm a second-year MPA student in NYU Wagner. So how do I get in? It's very easy actually. I just show up in front of the factories. They ask for my IDs, ask me to show my hands, and then ask me to recite the English alphabet. But that's basically the interview process, and then I was in. On the assembly line, we have about 200 people, and we produce 3,600 phones per day. So my station is called Station 26, fasten speaker to housing. I put one screw over the speaker and fasten it on the back case of iPhone. And that's the only work that I do. So for me, I probably put 1,800 screws per day. The facility is actually very good, I would say. It's not the traditional sweatshop that we would think about. It's pretty clean, it's pretty bright, and they have AC and all this stuff. But the hour is pretty long. We work 2 hours, and then we have a 10-minute break. Lunch break is 15 minutes, and then dinner break is like 30 minutes. So totally we work 10.5 hours, but stay in the factory for 12 hours. Per week, we work about 60 hours. And then we work 6 days a week. We take a break on Sunday. What shocks me is that overtime is involuntary. They are actually kind of forced to do overtime. I personally have applied for my manager saying that I don't want to do overtime because I just feel too tired. And then they didn't allow me to do that. The system in Packatron is not working. When workers feel their right has been violated, they can file a complaint. But that complaint is handled by the factories themselves. It never goes through Apple. So if they don't think that this complaint should be submitted, they would block it. And that's what happened to me. The manager have a very bad attitude for the workers, like yelling. It's a routine in the factory. I remember there's one, I don't know why the manager yelled at him. Probably he's not finished the pieces quick enough. The manager has been yelling at him for a couple of days. And then there's one day the manager just explode. He yelled that stop the whole assembly line. And then everybody on the whole assembly line, 200 people, get together, have a meeting. And what they do is just that the manager yelled at the worker. When you're working on the factory, you are very focused. So you have no time to think other things or feel tired because the assembling line is going very quick. You feel very bored. No medals, no phones is allowed. So we couldn't listen to music. We couldn't, during the break time, you can't use my phone. After you get out of work, actually you don't have a lot of time to do other things because you're very tired, you want to go to bed. In the dorm, we have about 8 people share one room. And then in one floor, we only have one bathroom and restroom. Before I get into the factories, I take a lot of things for granted. But after you come back, you realize that this kind of product is actually, there are thousands and millions of people behind it. A lot of my friends in the factories work for long hours. They try very hard, they're very diligent people, and they make this product, this great product for us. We have a lot of stereotypes for workers. I think they're from rural area, they're uneducated, but it turns out that a lot of them are very interesting people. And some of them very knowledgeable. Like they know about American history, they can talk about foreign relations. When you get to know them, you realize that they're just ordinary people. President Trump said that he's gonna bring back the factories to the US. It's not possible to hire as much people that you're gonna hire in China. I got about 3,100 yuan, that's about $450 per month. And the base salary is even lower. The base salary is about $400. If you move the factory here, how much are you going to pay for American workers? The cost of laborers in China is actually low. I think it's lower than the robots even. When I was working on the assembly line, the only thing that I think every day is that what are those things that I want to see improve? Because after I come back to New York, I can do advocacies for my worker friends there. Some of the condition is actually better than I thought, but there are a lot of rooms to be improved. The factories care a lot about Apple's opinion. So they care a lot about child labor, whether their work time is limited 60 hours a week, and then whether they have provided enough trainings, security trainings, I will see a lot of changes in the factories. If it was not Apple, they won't be there. So I don't think it's very realistic to advocate for people to boycott the product and stop buying it, because like no matter how people still buying it, we need to be aware that behind these products there are millions of workers producing it. And then it would be great if we can talk more about it and probably make some changes on the factories so that they will have a good conditions while they're producing this great service and great product for us, and we are enjoying this amazing electronic devices.